Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. We got a couple of things to talk about. Obviously, the miners were down today. Markets were, well, Bitcoin was down today as well, but the markets were up today. And then we have Argo to talk about. They're diluting the heck out of their stocks in England. We have to talk about that. And obviously, the stock didn't do well because of that. And then we also have news from Terawulf. They're going to be growing some more this year, which is fantastic news. So we'll get through all of this relatively quickly here. But as always, you guys know the drill. This is not financial advice for entertainment only. Please do your own research. And I'm investing in the following coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the market, see what's going on here. So the S&P was up today 0.71%. Dow Jones was up 1.06%, nicely up because of the banks. Banks are providing pretty good quarterly results. That's pushing the market up there. And Dow Jones or NASDAQ was up 0.76%. Bitcoin was down today quite a bit. It was down approximately 0.93%. It did come pretty close to our kind of triangle, or not triangle, rectangle that we were kind of bouncing in between right now, and it bounced off of it a little bit here. So it was down 0.98%, right? 0.93% on the day. It closed at 29,861, so below the 30,000 mark. If we look at the daily lines, we can see that we are definitely trading now below the 20-day moving average, which is acting as resistance, it looks like. And we'll see how this continues going forward. Right now, we're having definitely a downward directional movement in Bitcoin. We can see it also here on the 1 hour chart. If we look at it, we can see that the RSI on it, let me see here. Let me see, where's the RSI? There's the RSI. Okay, so the RSI, if you look at it here and back here, price was a little bit higher at that point, at that time frame. So, and we also can go back even further, and we can see the same thing happening here in the last 24, 48 hours or so. So it looks like it's coming back down a little bit. We are also getting close to the FOMC meeting, which is going to be next week, I believe, the 26th. So that's going to have an impact on it as well. Ever since, well, the beginning of this year, every time we had a FOMC meeting, rate hikes went into place. Bitcoin went down at that time, okay? So we have the same possible scenario happening again next week. And it looks like Bitcoin's kind of front-running a little bit right now, going to the downside possibly. We'll see if it stays within our bound here box going forward into it, and then we'll see what happens on that day. It's going to go down below it or not. So if it does go below it, we're looking at 28,600 as our possible support. Other than that, we might be looking at our 200 weekly moving line, which would be our next support here, which might be up here by then. And if that doesn't hold, we're looking at the 200 daily moving line, which is the blue line right here, which will be acting as our support. If that doesn't hold, then we're going down to 23,800. But we'll see where we end up at. Okay, too soon to tell right now. Now, Ethereum on, let's take a look at Ethereum really quick. Why isn't this not going away? There it is. Okay, Ethereum was down today as well. It was down 0.71% to 1,897. And sorry about the sniffles. I have allergies, I think, coming on at night here. So we'll try to get through this relatively quickly. So it's acting the same way as Bitcoin is right now. And let's take a look at the daily lines on that one really quick. And it is bouncing off of the 50-day moving average, which is our teal line here. And it's now above our 20-day moving average. So that's a good sign there a little bit. We'll see how it does going forward. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the miners. The miners were mixed today. For the most part, they were all down today. And there we go. Any was down 4.03%. Argo was down 20.5% on the news. Obviously, with them diluting shares in England. It's only for England. It looks like it's not available to anybody in the United States, Canada, Australia, or any of those regions as well. Sorry. Like I said, my nose is running. Got some sniffles going on. BitDigital was down 1.47%. BitDeer was down 9.53%. Bitfarms was down 2.17%. Cypher was down 2.52%. CleanSpark was down 4.54%. Cores was up 1.87%. DigiHost was down up 3.62%. DMG was up also 7.86%. GreenEdge was down 3.74%. Hive was down 2.227%. Hut was down 0.78%. Iris Energy was down 4.41%. Marathon was down 2.61%. Mawson was down 7%. Riot was down 1.08%. Soluna was actually up today, 8.18%. Stronghold was down 4.76%. Terawulf was actually down today, 0.29%. Surprised it was down, even after I reported that it's going to be growing a little bit further. I would have thought that would have pushed the stock up a little bit, okay? But it didn't, so we are where we are right now with that one, okay? Let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick as well while we're at it, see where that one's heading to. 7-day average has continued to come down here. We're at 366 million terahashes right now. The 1 day is spiking back up a little bit to 434 million terahashes as it is. Okay. Let's take a look at the news that we do have, which is going to be obviously on Argo. So here's the nitty-gritty that they provided. So they're announcing a primary bid offer. This is only for England that I can muster or figure out right now. They're saying here that this is not distribution into the United States, Australia, Canada, the Republic of South Africa, Japan, or any other jurisdiction in which such publication, releases, or distribution would be unlawful. So surprisingly, we still got it in the United States. But here are the details. So the issue price for the new ordinary shares is 10 pence per new ordinary share, representing a discount of approximately 14 pence sent to the 30 trading day, I'm guessing average, of the company's existing ordinary shares for the period ended on 18th of July, and a discount of 25.92% to the closing bid price or mid price of the company's ordinary shares on the July 18th as well. So definitely quite a big discount. We saw obviously a big drop in the stock price today, down 20% because of it. Going down here, what else did I find that was interesting? Okay, the admission of this is going to happen, or is expected to take place on or before 8 a.m. on the 24th of July. I think this is going to be only in England, like I said. And the proceeds of the proposed placing and primary bid offer capital raise will be used to reduce the company's outstanding indebtedness and to pursue strategic growth projects. So that will be obviously good because they've been stuck at 2.5 exahash for quite a while. After they had a lot of issues there at the end of last year, they had to sell their facility to Galaxy Digital. And the company currently has approximately 59.1 million of debt outstanding, including approximately 25 million owed to Galaxy Digital under an asset-backed loan and approximately 31.4 million of senior unsecured notes. So they do have quite a bit of debt. I was trying to figure out in this release at least how much they're going to be diluting by. And I was able to find it in an earlier one that they provided also today, which was on the same thing. But here it says announces its intention to conduct a non-preemptive placing of a minimum of 47,750,000 new ordinary shares. That's quite a lot of dilution. I don't know what they have, how many shares they have in England, but the ones that I track, it's pretty much 100% dilution, it seems like. But we'll take a look at it here shortly. A company believes that using a portion of the proceeds to reduce its indebtedness will be accretive to shareholders by reducing interest expense and strengthening the balance sheet. That will be a good thing. Obviously, it sucks that shareholders are going to be diluted. The company is evaluating a number of novel opportunities with power generators to help capture the full economic value of their stranded or underutilized energy. A portion of the proceeds from the capital raise will be used to pursue growth projects of this nature, which the company believes will create long-term shareholder value. Yes, I would agree with that, but they should have done this a lot sooner. Surprised it's taking them this long to get something. I know that the price of their stock has been down from this year, so that was obviously understandable. And you guys can read the rest of it. I tried going to the website, the primary bid thing. It wouldn't let me because I'm in the United States, and it says that you're not allowed to do it there. So yeah, obviously that's going to be not a good thing for the stock or the shareholders at least, but in the long run, it might turn out to be a good thing. We'll have to wait and see. So based on the 47,750,000 shares, I have Argo here currently at 47,782 million shares reported. This was from their Q1 results, I believe. If we look at it down here, where is it? Yeah, from Q1 2023, this is what they reported, or fiscal year 2022. This is kind of what we got there. So I'm using that, what was reported on their financial statement there. But we'll have to see, obviously, how this coincides. I mean, this is pretty much 100% dilution, it seems like, to me. I don't know enough about the laws in England and how that's going to work out. So if anybody knows, please comment down below. Love to hear what that actually entails. And I may actually reach out to somebody that is in England that I know that might be able to help kind of shed some light on this. Okay. If I get any updates from them, I'll let you guys know as well. Okay. But that's, I mean, you can see here that Argo has been stuck at 2.5 exahash since last year. And you can see that their production has continued to go down ever since August of last year. And that's mainly attributable to the network hash rate going up. That's going to generate less and less Bitcoin unless you're actually growing with the amount of increase in the network or more. But yeah, so they're definitely having to do something because when you get into the next halving event coming next year, that is going to be a very difficult spot for them to be in. So they definitely need to grow here. I know that they have, I think, 300 more petahash they're going to be adding possibly in the next couple weeks to months here. That should help them out a little bit, but it's still not enough, I don't think, to really save them in the long run. So they definitely need to do something, and this is one way that they're able to do it. Okay, so that's it on them. Let's take a look at the news that we have from Terawulf. So Terawulf announces 7.9 exahash expansion plan and associated purchase of 18,500 S19j XP Bitcoin miners from Bitmain. Let's see. And I didn't actually highlight the stuff, so we'll kind of go through this really quickly. I forgot to do this. Let me see here. Where was it? Okay. So today announced plans to expand its self-mining capacity to 7.9 exahash by year end with the associated purchase of 18,500 of the next generation Antminer S19 XP Bitcoin mining machines for a total price of 75 million. 75 million. So what does that actually come out to be for them? We could probably do some math on that. After coupons and credits, the company currently expects to pay 53.4 million, or okay, $19.10 dollars per terahash for the miners. That's actually a pretty good price. So right around the 20s mark is actually a really good price. Anything below that is really good. So they actually got a pretty good deal on it because of the coupons that they had in the credits. So that definitely helped out. So that's actually really good. Let's see, the new S19 XP's machines will be deployed at the company's Lake Mariner facility in New York, where construction of Building 3, which will house 43 megawatts of capacity, is underway and targeted by completion by year end of 2023. So that's going to be great for them to do that. The infrastructure expansion and additional miners are expected to increase the company's total self-mining hash rate by approximately 58% from 5 exahash to 7.9 exahash. So that's good there. The company has already paid the deposit on the new miners as well. So that's good there. Let's see, what else do we have here? We know that the S19 XPs are really efficient, 21.5 joules per terahash, which is good. Let's see, what else do we have here? There's supposed to be allotments coming in October, November, and December. And let's see here. Our planned expansion with the S19 XPs will further establish Terawulf as one of the most efficient mining fleets in the sector, with a fleet efficiency of 25.7 joules per terahash, which is really good. Coupled with the realized average cost of power of 3.5 cents per kilowatt hour and average availability in excess of 98%, now because they use a lot of the nuclear power. So that's good there as well. That's going to definitely help them out after the halving event. And let's see here, what else do we have here? I think that's it. So let's take a look at what that actually entails for them. So if we look at the sheet back here, Terawulf, there they are, right there. Okay, so the miners that are being added here are the 18,500 S19 XPs. That's getting them to the 7.95 exahash that I have them at, which is good because we were at approximately, I had them at 5.3 something, 5.34 I think it was. And that I have at with the miners that they do have already established as being purchased and not installed yet. We still have a couple miners that need to get installed, which were these 460 petahash, or worth of 460 petahash, the 4,600 100 terahash miners. Those would be get installed, and that was the last of it. And then now obviously we have this nice addition here happening, which is good. We don't know what that's going to entail as far as revenue is concerned until we get closer to that. But right now, I still think that they are undervalued, I believe. In my calculations, or they're actually overvalued right now. And that's based on backwards looking. So we're looking at the last 3 quarters and the current quarter that we were in, ended in June. Based on those numbers, what the revenue was brought in, I have at $2.22 to $3.34. They are at $3.46. Based on that, they would be overvalued. But if we go forward looking into it, and this doesn't even take into account the new miners that they're adding in later on this year, we're just looking at the current month, the current month that they were in for June, what they reported in that, multiplying by 12, and we got a different number here. So we got $5.45 to $8.18. Based on that, and that they are growing, they do have pretty good electrical cost as well. I see them at being in $5.45 and $8.18 potentially at that. Now, take into account here that we do have the halving event in about 9 months. That's going to drop their revenue down, but if they get the miners installed in time by then, that should kind of help offset some of those decreases that you would see there. So that's kind of my price targets on them right there. And you can see here that the reason for that is their revenue. If you look at their revenue, where's the revenue? There it is. Okay, so you can see that they've been definitely installing a lot of miners, generating a lot more revenue here in the last 12 months. In June, they had 9.6 million in revenue, which was obviously their best month here that we have so far. And because they have been ramping up production and everything else, installing miners, going forward, you should start seeing those revenues be about the same, if not increasing, once they get more miners installed and hashing and things like that. As long as the network hash rate doesn't go up too crazy, they should be able to stay ahead of it a little bit. And possibly when they do install the miners, we'll start seeing revenues a little bit higher than that. And then also depending where Bitcoin is at with the price. So I hope that kind of explains things why I'm looking at them also in the future sense, because I'm noticing that some miners are being priced ahead, like investors looking forward, right? They're looking ahead 6 months, 12 months ahead, and then basically the stocks are going up higher than where I expect them to be. So I started looking into this, trying to see what future estimates could be like, and this is kind of what we're using as well. So take it with, obviously do your own research on all of this stuff, but this is kind of what I'm looking at, and let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Okay, so great news from Terawulf on this. I think this is fantastic for them for their continued growth. I would still like to see them grow even more. They do have pretty good facilities, cheap electricity, which is great to see as well. And I would just like to see them grow even more. Okay, so anybody that's invested in them, great to hear on this. And I think you guys will do really well in the long run. Unless Bitcoin crashes, then we're all kind of in the same boat anyways. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. As always, this spreadsheet is going to be available to my Patreon members. That's going to be updated tonight. And we'll see what happens later on this week. And hopefully hopefully my sinuses or allergies go away, because this is tough trying to talk to you guys, record this and having sniffles and everything else. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.